Righto, this is a sports update. We're packing the boat. Let's keep this real. This is like going to be, I don't know what we'll call this one. It's this guy.
Hey!
Might call it the Groote Eylandt Echuca Special. And we are going to go out on a limb. We are now setting the boat up, ready to go fishing down south. The weather is sort of looking alright. We're loading everything up. This is what we're going to do. And we've got a couple of rods here without any reels, because the thing is, we're going to go down and hit a reef. And when we hit the reef with a couple of shorter rods that have got the 10,000s, we are then going to duplicate those reels off those rods and put them onto the longer rods to look like this one here, to switch bait for the billfish. We'll go over that later in the program. Still got a heap of gear to load up. Outriggers, teasers, mini rigger. We're taking the small dredge, and we're even going to pull out the big guns because it is the start of the season. And if you did listen to the first one I did with the setup for billfish, I did say at the start of the season you got to pull out the big dogs, and we're pulling out the big dogs early to search for that first billfish of the season. No one's been down there, so we're going to go load up. So that's the purpose of all of this gear. Got some more gear there to load up, pack everything in, and hopefully fingers and toes we not only get a few bottom dwelling species, but we also dong the first billfish of the year. But we'll keep getting back into it. We've still got to pack the teaser rods, bait jigging rods, make sure they're all good to go. Don't forget the outriggers, that's always a fail. Little bait nets, there's all these little things at the start of the season we can't forget, which are critical for our success when we get down there. It's really annoying when you're 2 hours away and you've forgotten something. There's no McDonald's and there's no 7-Eleven convenience stores to pick up anything. But anyway, that is the plan of attack, and that's an intro into the Groote Eylandt Echuca. We'll call the first one the Groote Eylandt Echuca Special.
Special.
It's a special because anything can happen. This could specially be the greatest all or nothing fail, or we could come home bringing like the bacon, because there's one skeptical person we ate dinner with tonight who was sitting adjacent to me, who I reside in the same household, who was funny faces were coming from, thinking that we've got no chance, I think, for our first billfish. And that is consensus all around, even though, yeah, there was definitely consensus.
Eyebrows raised.
Yeah, eyebrows raised on the potential for no first billfish of the season, but I'm slightly confident that surely we can go down and just make something happen. All right, we'll get back to you next time. We will be underway, or we're getting ice in the morning, and then we'll pitter patter. But let's load the boat, and we'll talk to you later. Righto, sports update, just before something does happen so we can get in at the right time. On our way down to a said reef location, on the way down we just saw a free jumper here, so we've just quickly rigged up just a daisy chain, one rod with, haven't even got bait yet, we just used some insurance bait that we've got. Just going to quickly have a look, scout here for 10 minutes and keep going just in case a little sail pops up. And that could be a way of starting the day. A couple of birds have come out. They could be just coming to see the boat though, because they are sort of well trained in following boats around the Gulf with trawlers typically. for a free feed. But anyway, we'll get back to you if we dong one in the next few minutes. Seeing on the bottom here some fish, and this is a spot that we marked up last year. We've only fished it once, so we've got a little bit of mapping out to do still. And we're out in the middle of nowhere. See what we can find. Surface, which isn't ideal. And then a couple of different things.
Oh, trout, nice.
Yeah, lift him in. Yeah, try to just get him in the boat. So, what do you do, right? Look, put a bit of line out, bring him up to about there, and lift him up. Like that. Got him. Gotcha. So if you want, hold that for a second.
Yeah. Oh, trout.
There's the first fish on board. That's dinner sorted. I got snipped off as well by something with teeth. Tinnies onto unknown.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
Look at the teeth on this guy.
Yes, that's definitely the catch of the day.
Reef.
Yep, well done.
Is that unique here to Groote?
Yeah, that's a unique fish. Come on. You fishy, fishy, fishy. Eating that jellyfish that you just said. It's spicy jellyfish. Get like one where we just everyone buckles on like the pennies or goldies, you know? Yeah. That's what me and us. The only time. You should come through soon. Goldie.
Oh, fuck.
Ah! Fuck yeah, did ya?
Yeah.
I know exactly what you just did.
Fuck!
Oh, whiplash.
Yeah, I was wrapped around Bob's line. Fuck, it hooked up.
Yeah.
That is
There you have one. Get that around for all those young players at home who are just going to go, thank your mother for the rabbits.
Drop him.
That's a solid fingery golden snapper. On the
Hello, mate.
yeah, now you guys are meant to catch them, not me. There are fish down there getting the job done.
Picture or what?
There's the bill coming. Fish down there. There is fish down there, gentlemen. Even just make sure when you hit the bottom, just like really jig it up off the bottom a bit now and then. Like just don't be afraid to sort of crank it up. Really work it up to get them excited. Yeah, like that. And then you can even like crank up a little bit, a couple meters off, then just free spool, drop back down. So you can only catch in the territory 3 per person. They do suffer from barrow trauma, so in this depth of water there's no size in it. Barrow trauma.
Where that shit came out of that trout's mouth.
Yep. That's the stomach coming up, eh? Mid-water. See that one there, yeah. That's what makes it. So that's a 2D sonar on the left and then one on the other one. Down imaging. With the down imaging, separation on the fish with the 2D sonar. Jump stuff. Define we were able to do sometimes.
So that was the shape of the fish. It's just
Yeah, shooting out something. More define really got that right. So it's a bit harder. Yes. You want any? Yours, man, yeah. Hey, come on, get a triple. We want a quad. Yes. Got a colour, just got colour. Can't exactly see it. It looks like a Spaniardo. Looks like a Spaniardo because it is a Spaniardo. There you go, a bit of stunt work on the old jig.
You need a bat.
Oh, just lift
I don't know, man.
two. Well, this is it's all coloured.
What do you need, Colin?
Oh yeah, keep going, keep going, keep going. Keep going around. Well, here we go. There's a bit of no wire, bit of stunt work, couple of Spanish.
Got a bit on it.
Third one, third fish hooked up. Oh! Right, this is a bit of mayhem here now. This is proper welcome to Groote Eylandt styles fishing.
This thing's not giving up.
Taro on the other hand has just pulled in a quality golden snapper.
Quite achiever there, mate.
Oh geez, there's a bit going on. There's a bit going on.
You guys right over there?
Oh, yeah, man. Shit going on.
You need anything or you?
Honestly, don't know your technique
Yeah,
for this sort
well,
of situation.
We'll just hold him here for a second. There he goes. On the soft plastic, got a 1 Spaniard, 2 Spaniard. Well, you've hooked yours in the guts. Still got an unknown. And we've got a Goldie. All in the same drop.
Oh, God.
What do you reckon, anyway? We'll just see what we got here. Is the 4th fish on this drop. This is just bizarre.
You're working
Just
hard,
keep,
Paulie.
they got sharp teeth, those guys, so just be careful with that. And we'll just see what the 4th on this quadruple hook up, what we've ended up with here.
I'll grab this.
Whoa! Just watch out where that line goes. There's got teeth. We're just going to have to grab foggers and we need to sort that fake pull back out. Watch out where your line goes.
Try and keep your fillet lock.
Yeah, righto. Grab the leader even and just. Oh,
Don't do that. Why is your man so nice and days off?
because I keep his head out of the water.
Oh,
And get back to you later.
One down do with these tanks on?
Oh, just kill them.
Just kill and release.
Oh, can you use it for bait? That's what
Oh
I
yeah,
was
yeah, yeah.
Alright, what I'll do is just that baseball bat first for mine.
Grind it.
Right, yours, I need to
Sort of
just hold
backhand.
that for a second.
Do you want me to hold a rod there?
I needed to ditch this one that's dead, Tinny. Just chuck your fish on the floor if you can, bro.
Yeah, right.
Get the floggers on this Spaniard over here.
What's that?
Fish that's just nice over there. Go for that.
Yep, so if you've got that, that's cool. And Tom gets the jig head on that, so that's cool. Yeah. You won't probably, or you'll find picking up on that.
That's pushed up. It's sort of made it backhand, doesn't it?
Could have a Chinaman or anything on, or a shark.
Oh, it's a shark. Look at the size of it. Can you see it?
Yeah, right, a baseball bat.
That was hectic. Do I grab that by the tail?
Do you want the boggers? I'll ditch the goldie off the boggers.
Yeah, those boggers.
Oh, no.
So you would have had something else on, that's what about top. Righto. So I'll just chuck this guy on the deck for a second. Gym workout completed on the shark just released while the rest of us caught an edible fish or bait fish. There's a heap of things going on below us, so it'd be good if someone can turn that into a result. That there, how you put that plastic on, is terrible. And we'll redo that and show you. This is also a bit easier now that we've anchored up this way that you can fish two at each side. Tinny could be onto a good fish, I'd say. Oh no, it's a bit of rubber. Smallmouth nanagai.
No good, Tony.
Yeah, the largemouth nanagai is better. Here we go, we got a bit going on over here. He's going boldly, alright.
That was a bit savage.
Alrighty. We got it. There's a bit going on now. So that's a largemouth nanagai that Paul's got. They're top eating. So if you get into a few of them, that'd be good. If you can just rip in your fish, and have to fish on for me too. Oh. Right, so when you bring him up like that, just grab the leader and bring him in. Don't try not to deadlift him off the rod tip. Then I've got a goldie. So here we go. So this is a good one.
It's all happening.
It's all happening. Here you go. If everyone will smile for the GoPro.
Well done, mate.
Kenny's got a bit on here.
Timmy has got a bit on. Straight back in.
Paul's just dropped straight in.
No, I was just getting a bit more line out.
This is what happens. You can tell who the two guys from Victoria are who are fishing while the workers are on this side dealing with the bloodshed. So you're finding that it's drifting out the back. So what you want to do is you want to cast towards the front of the boat, out the front of it, let it hit the bottom, and as you jig it, bounce it through because the current, a slight bit of current is going that way. So when you're jigging the plastic, you're actually covering through the area if it's underneath us as we're bouncing it. Do you know what I mean? Otherwise, you're just sitting it there teabagging in the one spot. You might not get the same result as if you can just bounce like that and then hook up like that, and then you get snapped off like that too simultaneously. Another one. Just like that. Largemouth nanagai this side. Geez, you've made heavy weather of a small fish there, mate. I'll give you the tip. No, he's actually a really solid one, mate. I'd get him in, and what you want to end up doing is having less line. That's a quality fish, and the leader snap right then because it's been snipped by so many mackerel. So that's a good tip for young players to make sure you check your leader beforehand, or get snipped by all the mackerel that you can see and fish that are on the sounder there. We'll get a good photo of that for you, bro, because that is an absolute ripper. Ripper fish. I'll give you that red hot tip.
And we've got to catch the lure.
And you got the lure back so we can reset on that.
Yeah.
And there you go, fish on over here too. Yes. Yeah. How you going on the back there, Paul? Just noticed that you've been in the water longer than the rest of us. You're not catching anything, so we're just concerned. I'll sort of put you on the spot. Rip this guy in.
Shut his mouth on it.
And this is just a small, largemouth nanagai that obviously he had no chance when you hook him in the eye. Yeah, he's got an eye on what's going on. So while that happens, just so everyone can see, have evidence of not only a stonker, largemouth nanagai, someone's been in the water, and I'm not too sure if there's enough fish on the bottom.
Oh, jeepers. Have a look at it all.
I know. Unbelievable. Anyway, photo and we'll get him sorted. Little trouter and... Oh, double trouter.
Nice.
There you go. Couple little trouters. Double trouter randomly. Double.
Go through the bottom of your...
Come on. Well, what I've worked out so far, Paul needs a lot of assistance. What a hit there. Service will provide here on one more favour. Oh, what? Oh, gee, upgraded and you absolute dog.
Oh.
Mackerel. Just quietly hooked up over here. Coming in pretty easy. It is too.
That's smaller than your last one, well done.
Definitely target.
The smallest.
Definitely has to be a shark. Yeah, the shark whisperer. So we've caught a few fish. There's a couple on the depth here, you could say. And we've the fishing slowed up slightly. So all we're going to do is just drop some bait in. We've caught a few Spanish mackerel and we've chunked them up, got the bait off them, and we're just putting one hook on onto a panos rig. We're just quickly rigging up, and we'll drop in and see if we can't get it to bite. We're just sort of stopped a little bit on the soft plastics at this stage before the wind blows up too much more, and make the most of this opportunity. There's the rig, 130 pound mainline. That's a 6 ounce snapper there. We'll use a 6 and a 4, see what works. Little dropper, and then I just loop on that hook there, so that if you get shark or mackerel, you don't lose your whole rig. You can just loop it off, and at the end of the day, you can't loop it. Take the sinker off, and then use it next time. We'll just grab us a little bit of bait out of there, please. So all we do is a bit of Spanish mackerel, put the hook through, and I just go at the skin like that, and that will just swim in the breeze down there, and hopefully dunk, and see how this goes. We can get a result in a second. And then the burley just went there. Here we go. There's, yep, that's fine. You probably, when you're bottom fishing with bait, you don't have to stress too much about chucking it ahead like that. You just usually sort of drop it down, see what the current's doing. So the bait is on this time. We'll see what sort of result we get. We're going a bit of bait fishing here with the burley man himself. All right, just see if you're hitting the bottom there, Paul. You should be on the bottom, I reckon. Just wind that up a bit. Make sure you've got a solid connection. Then just let it bite. Yeah. So it goes dunk, 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 and wind it up a little bit. Then just wait until you get it so you feel some weight, and then you've got a strike.
Yeah, that happened fast.
But you need to make sure you've got the weight on the fish. You need any nibs, Paul?
Yeah, fucking good idea.
Here we go, it's a better bite. Dunk, 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 and when you feel it, then just go crunch like that. Yeah. Yep, there you go. Yep.
Ring on the bait.
How you going, mate? You got no nibs?
No, not yet.
Oh, this guy's trying to...
I'm a bounce. Can't warn me not to break the rod.
Keep going, that's right. What you're doing's fine. Just don't, you're lifting the rod up nice like that, that's fine. Not high sticking it, and that's what, keep going, keep ripping into him.
Yeah. Keep the bottom.
No, you don't, yeah. Right, that's it. Just keep going, keep pumping them on, and don't give them, just keep going, just keep pumping them on, and go pretty quick because you'll get nailed. We've nearly got colour. Paul hasn't had a nib, which is unusual.
Is he swimming toward me or what?
You could be getting railed by a shark or something, and then here we go. If you stop about now, that's fine. That there is a quality largemouth nanagai.
Yep.
With a bit of bread and butter fishing, bait fishing, and in the background Paul is on. Oh, if he's off, drop it back in. Then what we'll do is we'll just get the boggers.
Yep.
And we'll take the hook out and bleed him, and then we'll put him on ice. Handle on the wrong side here for me, so I have to... Oh! You just change that. Yeah. Oh. Oh, handle on the wrong side here, bro. You take this shit. Sure? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right. Alright, good work. Bit of vomit, and then we've got a quality...
I'm a bit disappointed, not a trout. Put him back.
Here we go. So on a bit of bait, and we've got another one hooked up again. So we've been fishing in the same spot and using soft plastics, and it hasn't really been working, and we've just flicked over a bit of bait for the mud marlin experts. And we've got colour coming up, and what do we got? And that's another quality largemouth nanagai. So we don't need to necessarily overfish the bajingas out of these guys, but there you go. That's a sort of a pretty good result. Happy with that. Left hand side. There we go. That's a nice red emperor. That is dinner totally sorted out. Well done, mate. Good work.
Nice,
High
nice.
five there. Bit of bait fishing has paid off massively for the mud marlin experts. Absolutely loving it. The Echuca mud marlin experts are slaying it south of Groote Eylandt today. First day in, and the all or nothing, it's 50-50 at the moment. The reef fishing is paying off massively. I have to admit, there is a fair bit of bloodshed that has occurred, and that is an absolute cracker red for here. You get them a little bit bigger, but that is a good fish, mate. Well done. I'll get you a snap and neck him, and could be a Chinaman, could be a cod. Just
Having a go.
you could be anything, bro, out here. We've caught massive Chinaman fish here, or it could be a huge cod. I'll just put this GoPro up here while the jobs are going on. See what we get here, what comes up.
With a proper bounce, Paulie. It's got some weight. Oh, really?
Really? Fail, bugger. Like you do me a favour up behind your head, just grab that GoPro. What do you go hunting for, Paulie?
One need instructions on that.
I mean, not Paulie.
Oh, the
Deer.
no, not so much. Pig is good fun. Piggy, porkies. Where? How do you? On top.
Righto, so we've just lost that fish, and if I get a cameraman here just to hold that for a second, that's either been snipped by a shark, a mackerel, or it has actually just broken because we hooked up to a solid connection. Unloop that off there, like so. The little container down there, which has already got a whole heap of pre-rigged hooks on it, we can then just simply pull out like yay. Here's one we prepared earlier. Loop that through. Grab us a bit of bait. Loop that through like yay again. I'll just get that around there. Little bit of bait, just again pin it through so it comes out the skin like so. And there you go, Paul, you are back in the game, and you can just drop in, hook up, and Lockie has already dropped in.
This looks like a fish farm.
And then he's on the fish farm. So there you go, there's a solid connection, and he's lost it. Need to drop straight back in, and we'll just go and put these guys in on the ice. We need to make a bit of room by the look of it in there, fellas. That fish.
Yeah. We did have it.
So this, we're going to start probably changing the process. We could be on to what the town's going.
He's loving the bomber bands.
Jeez.
I should have practiced star jumps before.
We'll see what this ends up becoming, or not becoming, but rigging up basically to go. We're changing over from the jigging rods, put the reels onto the switch baiting rods here. We'll see what we've got here. Could be anything. You never ever know if it's going to be a shark, trevally, Chinaman, cod, bouncing bumblebee, or a pig. We are making some line, but otherwise it's got a couple of head shakes now and then. But that's the process, what we're going to do. We'll see how we go end up here, but otherwise we're getting prepped up because we've sort of caught too many reef fish. So this is coming up. Don't know if we'll get all the billfish gear ready to go. That reel there will come off and go onto that rod up there, and we'll be underway. And I think we're going to get close to getting some colour here.
Still shaking the head.
Yeah. It's interesting because it's staying down and it's shaking its head, so I don't think it's a shark. It hasn't sort of done enough really, unless it's got some weight or those kind of. It's Here we go. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got?
Got me huffing and puffing.
There we go.
Something behind it.
It's a shark chasing another shark, and that pretty well sums up our end to bottom fishing, and it's time to go bill fishing. See you later. Next time we're talking to you, it will be underway bill fishing. We'll just get rigged up, prepped up, and we're good to go, and we'll leave the sharks to the mud marlin experts from Echuca. Righto. So we've left our bottom dwelling situation because of how many fish we'd caught. I know that sounds really weird, but we caught a fair few fish, so we're going to go bill fishing. Conditions are pretty good. I'm happy with where they're at. So what we're going to do is, before we go and deploy the gear, we're down at the Kink, which is way south of Groote Eylandt, and before we chuck that out, we have a good look on the binoculars to see if you can see anything just over the horizon potentially, so we just don't waste any time, because there could be a congregation of fish somewhere there. So I prefer to wear a hat so I can just hang on to the binoculars better and looking for birds to either see a congregation or any sign of life at all. And as we search around, if we come up with nothing, then we can actually then put all the billfish gear out, set up, ready to go, keep an eye on the sounder, and then we will do scans and search this whole entire area, because this is literally like a needle in a haystack.
Just went black.
That's fine.
Just then. It's still filming?
Yep.
Sorry, dude.
No, that's fine. That we'll edit. We won't edit that bit out though, because the mud marlin gents aren't really the GoPro experts. But basically, apart from that, a little bit of background information about a GoPro, how it works. So we go through an area out here, and we're going to have to just search and then look over the horizon to see where the life is, right? So at the end of the day, yep, we can troll something up and pick it up and we'll keep an eye on the bait. But the thing is, at the end of the day, if we're going to get big numbers, typically the birds tell the story, so we need to find the birds. Binoculars looking over the horizon, and we've got to scan and then search a big zigzag area all the way around and then cover it all off and see what we can do. We'll get back to you later once we do get underway and find some fish. Jobs are on here. We're learning all about setting up the riggers. So we've got the outriggers are up. We run the taco telescopic riggers so they can be packed up, put away. They're typically hidden underneath where that dredge bar is. Tinny's just putting it in now. It's got a 130 pound Dacron on this short little rod. We got Struggle Street happening out the back on the left on the mini rigger with the daisy chain that we just run on that little bar going out. Someone works in the office too much and doesn't have strong enough hands to push it in, so we might need to get a tradesman onto that later. And then we'll get the dredge out and we're going the big dog early, because we're going to be searching for, and he's got it, yeah, well done there, Paul. And we'll get the dredge out and we're underway searching for billfish for the mud marlin experts from Echuca. So for those people at home who are back joining us, we are now officially underway. So from the left we have, I start with a black, no, that's got a pink pusher on the left rigger, which has got the Charter Special short rod Dacron. Then we go to the mini rigger that is running the daisy chain. Rods rigged up with baits. The dredge is in. We have gone with the big dog early because we are searching hard and fast until we find the fish. Then, because it's an absolute pain in the ass, if you ever run a massive dredge like that, if we find the fish, then we will go and use the little baby dredge. But at the moment we're searching, so we're running with the big dredge, which is out the side on that little dredge arm that we're, thanks to Paddy G. And then on the right rigger, we are then running a black skirted pusher to start off. Then we will vary it up and change it out. Again, that is on, it's got a TLD 25, 130 pound Dacron on the short stroker. We are now in the process of searching out the back at fish to pop up. The water clarity is absolutely shizen. And out here we're looking at obviously bait, and then out the front looking for birds. Get on the binoculars and start searching through this whole area to try to see if we can find some fish. And otherwise, that is basically the process. And hopefully next time we're talking we are hooked up. But that's basically where we're at the moment. We'll hopefully get back to you later in the program. So this is a larger golden snapper that we've caught. Now, taking out the wings, and if you want to get in here a bit closer there, cameraman, you can see there's a little bone in here. You need to flick, cut like that, go up towards its head, turn around and cut back down. Now, people talk about the wings, and when you get a quality specimen like this, you can go like that, you cut it. I just typically flick the fish over, then, and I am not the world's best filleter when it comes to filleting fish, and just go along the backbone like so, and then just roll that up a little bit, get most of this off, because the purpose of what I want to show you today is utilizing the fish. Right?
Flat battery. No, it's still filming. It just goes black.
Yeah, well, that's quality. That's a gain. We've had some quality cameramen that have come in unpaid to do this work. Well, actually, I'm getting unpaid as well. So, a double unpaid movement. So we get the fillet, right? So whatever, we rip that off. That's a quality bit of that. We go back in here and same process again. See this little flap here? You can crack that, go back up towards the head of the fish, go back down. Now, if this is cut through where below the pectoral fins, you should be able to pull that out. Oh, there we go. And I would typically cut that through like yay, crunch. That there, you can either cut down the guts, leave it as one, you can skin it, or you can just take all of the scales off. Great on the barbecue, highly recommend. That is utilizing 100% of the fish, and that is golden snapper wings. Beautiful. Righto, well, we'll sort of wrap it up here, I reckon. Tinny's on the helm, and we've gone with the shallows. We're going to go in for a swim. We're probably going to have to go reverse hard here, and because we're going to have too much momentum and end up on the sandbar, and you need to trim up a little bit. Anyway, don't want to tell people what to do, because I don't do that sort of jazz. Anyway, that is half going to wrap up our introduction to welcome to Groote Eylandt for the Echuca mud marlin experts. We're just going to jump in here down at Tasman and have a couple of beers in the water here, have a swim, and the billfish did not work. Okay, we will make note of that early. So we've duck egged on the first day. We had a good look around out there, so maybe a little bit early in the season on that moon. We had really good weather, so we were happy with that. I think it's probably a good opportunity to put the drone up. You'll get a bit of perspective of what Tasman Point, Tasman Beach, which if I spin around here, this is a point, and this is commonly camped at and land access by four-wheel drivers. You can see tracks here. So we've got an extremely low tide at the moment. Beautiful, pristine, clean water all the way through this beach, all the way down, past the said model here with a hat from the man from Snowy River. And mind you, with timing with the man from Snowy River hat, actually lives in Mansfield. Did you actually participate in, which is worthwhile to note now, did you participate in the man from Snowy River? Great movie.
Horse and ride it.
Okay, cool, too easy. All right, so beautiful beach, crystal clear, middle of the day. We can see it, and home's up there only an hour away. But basically we're going to jump in, have a swim, couple of drone shots. That wraps up pretty well this trip. we'll see how that all edited out and whatever in the wash. Everyone's fairly happy with what happened today, except for the billfish. It would have been a double pointer, but anyway, as it turns out, it is what it is. That's fishing, and that's why we're not wishing and we're not sitting at home. But anyway, thanks heaps for coming along. We'll get back to you later in the program, and thanks for the adventure, and we'll definitely get the drone up and shoot it down the beach and you have a bit of a look at this awesome location here that we are southwest of Groote Eylandt, near South Point, Tasman Beach. Awesome location. Catch you next time.